just make sure that everybody knows that this match is happening because game number 5 is getting underway right now, and you're not going to want to miss it. We're going to find out exactly what they're playing, what they have to do with everything up for grabs.
Oh, and it looks like Kranich is going to give RDU a little taste of his own medicine. Remember, guys, he's playing from his phone,
yeah.
So this is going to be interesting.
Grim Patron from your phone has got to be one of the scariest things ever. You're like, please just let me blow him out. Please just let me blow him out.
And it looks like we got a mirror match. I had to believe RDU was going to queue this up again. Honestly.
Yeah, this is clearly a comfort pick for him. You know, Kranich at this point, it's the undeniable power of this deck. When everything's riding on that, why wouldn't you play such a good strategy?
Yeah, Kranich's hand not bad. The first person to get some Grim Patrons going can run away with this match because the other deck can't always answer them right away. It's hard to get 2 or 3 things done in one turn with this deck sometimes, and if that happens, they're going to easily run away with the game. Kranich, the first one of the Grim Patron here, he's only missing a card or 2 to really get this done. He's got 2 turns to draw a Death Spite.
Yeah, and he's got Inner Rage already in his hand too. So this is looking fantastic for him at this point.
I think there's going to be a small chance you might just see this Frothing Berserker.
Which I don't mind here. You know, you look at this turn and you think, if he slams and uses Fiery War Axe, it's a pretty bad turn for me. But again, every single time you can pull a piece of removal out of their hand, that's just one more Grim Patron they're going to have to deal with that they potentially have a less answer to.
Yeah, and if he thinks this game is going to come down to him getting 2 or 3 Grim Patrons in one turn and hoping they survive, I would like to see the Frothing Berserker here.
Yeah, this is a big turn for him. I mean, this isn't just whether you should play the Frothing Berserker right now. This is what happens turn 4, what happens turn 5, what happens turn 6. That's not an easy thing to think about. I mean, just look how focused RDU is. This match means so much to him right now.
Yeah, this match means so much to both of them, but he's literally playing for his season. This is his last match. If he loses, he is eliminated from playoff contention.
All that play to come to one single game.
That's unbelievable that they got to a game 5 here. Kranich is up 2-0 in this match.
Yeah, RDU going to start swinging with his weapons too. Knows that something eventually does have to give in this one, and that setting your opponent up in a good spot could mean the difference.
Yeah, it sheds a little armor too if you want to protect this guy from Shield Slam. I think you'd be okay with that though if it were to happen.
At the potential turn 6 from Kranich.
Yeah, he just picked up a second Inner Rage. He might be able to go off.
This is scary. I mean, this is really, really scary.
Yeah, now what do you do this turn though? I don't like Unstable Ghoul. I'm not the biggest fan of it because, it doesn't do much against RDU. It takes a little bit of pressure off of you, but this is something that you can use with your Grim Patrons later to really get going. Yeah, I just like armor up pass.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Once you have a bunch of Grim Patrons out, your opponent likely to kill a couple of them, and then you set the Unstable Ghoul behind that. Suddenly, it's a nightmare.
Now, here's the thing. RDU has to try to figure out what's going on with Kranich's hand now. And he's just going to do some attacking here. Now, Kranich, you got to believe he's gonna strike here because he already has another Grim Patron. He's got some Unstable Ghouls. He already has a Frothing Berserker. There's a chance he could run away with this game.
Yeah, I'm not sure that this is the turn, though. You have Grim Patron, Inner Rage, Whirlwind. You can make 6 Grim Patrons in one turn. Why wouldn't you be waiting for that?
Yeah, there is a good chance you might see him wait one more turn here. I mean, there's also, I think, the smallest possibility he might just play a Frothing Berserker here just to get some removal out of RDU, but I seriously doubt that as well because it gives RDU some really good attacks.
God, it's a tough turn. But again, now, at this point, though, his hand is so good, but does he want to give RDU the time to build up to this point? That's the sacrifice he's having to make, is that because his hand's so good, he can't actually impact the board that much.
He's seen the coin from RDU here, so maybe he thinks, there isn't a reason for him to, play super fast because he can't see Emperor this turn.
Yeah.
And that would be backbreaking. If RDU had to go, RDU could go coin Emperor this turn, then you're just so far behind. And you could see the look on RDU's face. I think he knows that he's in for a big turn here the next turn or 2.
You look at this and you go, why would Kranich play this?
Yeah, exactly. Like when he sees this Frothing Berserker, look, in any game like this, when you're playing against someone who is of Kranich's level, someone who's very good at the game, when they make a really strange play, you should be wondering to yourself, why did they make that play? They're not just doing it willy-nilly. They're not just randomly, making some weird play. Wow. Something's about to happen. And oh boy, picking up Warsong Commander here and the second Frothing Berserker, there's a chance here, if Kranich does go off and gets a gigantic board, that RDU might be able to just 30-something him out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's going to need an Emperor Thorson for that, or a little bit more time. So this is the big turn for Kranich. This is what he's been waiting for. I think he has to go for it this turn. There's not a question about it. This hand doesn't have any other options available. This is the all-in turn from Kranich right now.
Yeah, plus, I mean, he set up his Whirlwind beautifully. Not only is it going to be better for him, here, he gets Rdu's Acolyte of Pain along with this.
Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and make 4 Grim Patrons. Wants to have the reload next turn. He can potentially play Grim Patron Inner Rage and set an unstable goal behind that. So I like that he's not pushing it too far.
Cards from Rdu as
and
well.
Inner Rage is a key one to burn. That's a lot of utility that this deck uses to make sure it gets those big turns.
Yeah, Kranich kind of playing it safe. You're going to save the Inner Rage here for his second Grim
One
Patron.
card off.
Wow.
Of having a massive turn in this one. So Rdu has to fight here. He's going to take some damage in the meantime, and second Inner Rage getting burned to take care of 5 points of damage.
Yeah, he's not going to like seeing these unstable ghouls, though.
No, he certainly is not. This is potentially lights out.
I can just feel the tension right here. Like,
and
it's
now,
so palpable.
And now look at this. I mean, suddenly if a Warsong Commander gets picked up, I mean, is there a chance he just adds Emperor right here? I don't think he does. I think that the Grim Patrons are too much to come back from. Rdu's clearly shown you he doesn't have a way to deal with this right now.
Yeah, you're going to make 3 Grim Patrons here and set them behind an unstable ghoul, plus get in 5. This is a great turn for Kranich here.
And Rdu doesn't have the removal to deal with this right now.
Well, I mean, he has to get through unstable ghoul. That's the problem. And if he does, now what he's gonna try to do here is he's gonna try to set lethal next turn. I love this from Rdu. You have to Emperor here and pray it's good enough. Because he's gonna be able to set up both these Frothing Berserkers. He's gonna be able to use his weapon to take. He's gonna be able to use the unstable ghoul against Kranich here.
No, Wish Inventor is not Warsong Commander. I don't know if it would have ended the game this turn, but that would have been.
This is one of the funny turns that I've actually had come up for me in these mirror matches here. He might have to just kill his own unstable ghoul in this turn.
Which I don't think he has a problem with. He's going to have 6 Grim Patrons afterwards.
But he has to do this. He cannot leave it in play. He cannot let Rdu use the unstable ghoul. It's a very good chance that it kills him if he does that. Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way he's ever, like, not killing this turn.
Is he killing the Emperor, though?
I mean, okay, so it has 5 power. I mean, that's almost irrelevant. It's already had its effect. It just matters how big of a board Kranich wants to have here. I gotta believe he's gonna run 1 of his Grim Patrons in. Yeah, it doesn't cost him much to do it. So I do like seeing this from Kranich, but
yeah, I mean, that looks like lethal damage to me from Rdu's side. That's 2 Frothing Berserkers and a Whirlwind on a full board.
He's counting a lot already. And the problem is he has to go for it. I mean, there's lethal on the other side of the board.
It's 4 plus 6, 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. And I only count 28 damage.
Is he going to be short here with 2 Frothings?
Yeah, I counted 28 damage, but that's like very, very quick, rough math. But at the same time, he pads his life total a ton. I mean, he has to go. Oh, he's got 2 Armor Smiths. So 31 damage?
Plus he's going to gain quite a bit of life here as well.
Wait a minute, he can run the Armor Smiths into...
Yeah, this is
That's
going to be lethal.
the key here. That was the big key here.
Look at Rdu, he knows it too.
Running the Armor Smiths to get the extra power in the Frothing Berserkers was the key to unlocking the rest of this damage. Rdu was able to spot that, and he is going to win this 5th and final deciding game. Wow. This board is crazy. Look at this is turn 8.
Yeah, look at the relief on his face. Look, he's like the evil mad genius right now, sitting back in his chair, sipping his drink, and just laughing maniacally as his board just gets. Look at how many triggers are going on here.
He got the war plans and he reviewed them and he signed them off with the general and took his army in there and decided that this was the time to strike. And wow, I mean, spotting the Armor Smiths into the Emperor Thorson here, again, that was my quick math. I was a few points off. I was counting the Armor Smiths strictly as damage, not as the buffs for the Frothing Berserker. And this is the kind of thing you're talking about with this deck. He had so little time to think about this. He had to get rolling because of the animations. He spotted it just like that.